In this video, I am giving you guys these simple steps to get rid of extreme pet hair on the impossible carpeting. What's going on, guys? Luke here with Wilson Auto Detailing and AutoDetailer.com, and the interior that you're looking at here is not just covered in dirt, dust, debris, even leaves and twigs like you can see, but also lots and lots of pet hair, and you're going to see on the hard plastic pieces a lot of scratches that were left from the dog as well. So you can see that white hair that gets embedded underneath the impossible carpeting. It becomes a really big problem. In any situation like this, the very first step that I like to pursue is always using something like the Tornador or just a basic air tool or pneumatic tool to blow things out. And the reason is simple. You can see what a problem it would be if I was trying to detail the interior, like door panels, headliner, radial console area, and then vacuum and blow everything out, right? If I don't start with blowing everything out in this situation, then I'm going to blast all of that pet hair and dirt and dust and debris on top of areas that I already detail, and I'm going to have to retrace my steps. So it doesn't make any sense. So what you see is using the Tornador to not only blow the dirt, dust, and debris into the easy-to-reach spaces, so we always blow the cracks and crevices out to the front or to the back, but also blowing out the specific areas of the impossible carpeting, the backs of the seats, with all of that dirt, dust, debris, but specifically pet hair, and trying to loosen that pet hair as much as possible. And you can see how much, let's just call it debris, that you actually do collect in a car like this when you have dogs in it. So it's important for me to note and for you to note that when you have extreme pet hair and you know you're walking into that situation, you're also going to have kind of extreme debris because you have dogs with their feet tracking stuff from the ground into the car, and that's why you see all that basically, dust bowl of air blow up when we actually do blow things out. Now, after blowing everything out, we're going to take a round drill brush and we're just going to start throwing out that pet hair from underneath the carpeting. So you guys can see how dramatic this looks. And by the way, part of why you can see the dramatic before and after here is because what we did before we started drill brushing was spray a little bit of glass cleaner onto the impossible carpeting. A little spray of glass cleaner can actually reduce the static that holds sometimes that pet hair into the impossible carpeting. The reason the round drill brush works so well is because, in some sense, you're trying to pull out, very literally, each individual hair from underneath that spider web of fabric that is the impossible carpeting. And so this is one of the easiest ways to do it, because when you hold it on its side, those bristles are literally grabbing that pet hair, yanking it out from underneath, and then blowing it out. I should also add here that I'm not looking for perfection in this stage, and pet hair removal kind of has to happen in stages. I'm not looking for total perfection, but you're going to see a dramatic improvement here, and you can see, again, that pet hair flying around kind of in this close-up, but also how much got pulled out. So this is us spraying just a little bit of glass cleaner before we come back in, and then again using that round drill brush to start pulling things up. And again, you can see how dramatic this is. You're going to be throwing pet hair everywhere, and so there's no sense in vacuuming first or detailing any other part of the car first. This is a unique situation where this always starts first, and you can also see implementing the Tornador at the exact same time. That's the other thing that has to be mentioned about pet hair. We all like the simple solutions, but honestly, in pet hair, in my opinion, it's the combination of the simple solutions that works so well. Now, when I say that I'm not looking for perfection, this is actually really important because this is kind of part of our systems and SOPs. When you're doing pet hair, you are just trying to remove maybe 70 or 80% of it in this stage, and you're not trying to get every single individual hair out. The reason for that is because when we come back in to do any sort of carpet shampoo or any sort of like finishing of the carpet of a normal process like carpet shampooing, you're going to naturally pull out that last 10% or 20%. So there's no sense in trying to focus on perfection if you're going to get it out with the stages you have to move to later anyways, okay? Now, next, you can see pulling out a pumice stone. This is another effective way to pull out pet hair. The only drawback here is making sure that if you're looking at the impossible carpeting on the back specifically of upholstery or the leather seat like we're doing here, you can yank up a lot of those fibers and sort of damage the carpet in some ways if you're pushing too hard or just using it too much and rubbing back and forth. So you want to, number one, move in one direction. Number two, really light pressure. And number three, if you can implement a Tornador or something at the same time, then you're going to have to use that stone a little bit less, not quite as forceful, and it's only going to serve to help you. Now, there is another tool that I should have brought up in this video physically, but we didn't have one on hand, but it's the Furreel brush from Buff Bright. My friend Tom created this. It's a really fantastic tool to put on the end of your vacuum cleaner that's got some rubber teeth on it, and it's something something that I think is unbelievably effective for pet hair and would have been really great to have on hand in this situation, but we just didn't. Now, last thing I kind of want to note here about process is that you can see sometimes we put down a tool, pick up the next one, and then put down that tool, and then pick up the other one. That's natural with pet hair cleaning. You're going to have to go back and forth between these tools, really, no matter how awesome your strategy is. Now, I just want to show you a couple close-ups using the pumice stone and the reason why it's really important to move in one direction rather than rubbing back and forth. And the same is true, by the way, of the tool that I just mentioned, the fur reel brush. It might even be, something that works better in this situation, but you also move in one direction because you can see how both the pet hair and maybe the surface level fibers start to kind of be pulled up and they pile up, right? So it's kind of like sweeping something into a pile before you put it into a dustpan. You really want to make sure that you sweep things up and then vacuum them, then sweep things up and then vacuum them. Moving in one direction is really the only way to deal with pet hair, no matter kind of what tool you're using, barring the drill brush. Now I want to show you guys a quick after result before we did any carpet shampoo or even a final vacuum. It was just a little bit of a light vacuuming to get up the pet hair that we pulled up with the round drill brush. This is what it looks like. I like looking at the carpet in the in-between stage so you can see what I mean when I say we're looking for something more like 80% perfection, not total perfection, because when we do our final vacuum at the end, we're going to get rid of all of that stuff. Now the next thing I want to move to here is emphasizing why I said you want to go 80% and then not necessarily worry about anything else. Now this is a different interior. We were at an office park and this was actually a second car, but you can see that as we're moving to carpet shampoo on this particular interior, we're just using the Tornador very lightly to basically spread the chemical and then come in with a microfiber towel and wipe it up. This is a great example of why I say with something like pet hair, you can move to 80% and then move on with your life and go ahead and finish with just your regular standard operating procedures. Because in a pet hair situation, if I'm applying the carpet shampoo with the Tornador here, then I'm in my carpet shampooing process getting the benefit of that vortexed air pushing out that last 20%, 10% of pet hair. Then I've got the dry air pushing more out. Then I'm using my microfiber towel to agitate and dry. Then I'm coming in with my standard vacuum at the end of the detail itself. And so between all of those things, that's going to pull out that last 10 or 20%. So detailers have a really, really hard time stopping short of perfection in situations like this because you get head down and you're just like, I gotta get it all, I gotta finish it. This is a great example of what I mean when you really think through your standard operating procedures of how you're moving through, not getting in each other's way, how you're actually doing this most efficiently. This is how I like to think about it, okay? If I know I'm gonna come in with the Tornador to spread the carpet shampoo, to agitate with my microfiber towel, then this is only reiterating why I say get to 80%, get to 70%. Your operating procedures that you're going to have to implement anyways are going to take care of everything else, and this way you're not wasting time. It's picking up these little bits of inefficiencies that start saving you literally an hour on a single detail. Now guys, as always, if you want to check out any of the tools or products mentioned here to help you in your pet hair removal process, I'm going to link them up in the YouTube description box below. And if you just want a full breakdown of everything I suggest for a beginner detailer, or you just want to compare what you use against what I use, check out the Pro Detailing Toolbox below in the YouTube description box. It's a free resource that lays out everything I suggest using, and it always stays updated. And if you're already a professional detailer running a profitable business, go below to autodetailer.com, book a one-on-one call with me. I'd love to hear more about your business and see if joining our private membership is something that would be good for you to link up with some of the top detailers in the nation. And if you got value from this video, then check out the video on screen where I share my step-by-step basic interior process that's going to dramatically speed you up, not just with better tools and products, but also way better strategies for more than just the pet hair removal process.